News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset, y'all. Chris Crock Show. 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. Well, you heard it in the news moments ago from my friend and newsman on the program, Sean. Sean reported it for you, and now I get to talk about it. The 15th Circuit Court of Appeals in Texas has denied Attorney General Ken Paxton's appeal to override the State Fair of Texas decision to take away our guns, to take away our fundamental right to carry our weapons in the state of Texas, which is concealed carry. And the fact of the matter is, the longer this goes on, and Ken Paxton has not said whether he's going to appeal to the Supreme Court, but I pray and hope that he does. The longer this goes on, and I hope it stays in the news forever, because this is the worst public relations disaster and decision that I think you could actually have of the State Fair. This one could be worse than Big Tech's burning. Many of you called in that night weeping, deeply wailing on the air as Big Tech's was set aflame. Was it terrorism? We'll never know. However, what we do know is that the State Fair of Texas is now the State Fair of California. They have California our State Fair, unequivocally. And yes, I want him to appeal to the Supreme Court of Texas. It's on Dallas city property, but the city of Dallas claims, well, we lease it out, and when we lease it out, they get to decide the gun policies. Therefore, it's not beholden to the state law saying if you're on a city, county, or state property, you cannot ban guns unless you're in, I believe, a courthouse or federal property. However, this is an absolute unmitigated disaster for them, and this is the most un-Texan and un-American thing I have ever seen the State Fair of Texas do in my 15-plus years of being here, or my near 15 years of being here. They have California at our State Fair. They have banned our legal right to carry guns. Did you know that legal carriers, lawful firearm holders that have license to carry like myself, did you know that we are 12 times, according to Texas state statistics that were done in a study, after George W. Bush passed a law saying, after the Luby's massacre, where 23 people were shot and killed inside of a Luby's cafeteria in Central Texas, I believe it was Killeen, Texas. And I had a friend who was friends with somebody whose dad was a state trooper, and he had the video footage, raw video footage from inside of that Luby's before the bodies were taken away and the massacre was cleaned up. And you look at that and you see the horror. The woman who survived that said, all I could think about was how my handgun, was left in my glove box of my car because I wasn't allowed to bring it in, and I wish I had my firearm. Can you imagine what the Luby's massacre would have ended up being if she was carrying her firearm? Can you imagine? Would it have been 23 or would it have been 2? Would it have been 23 or would it have been 0? Who knows? We'll never know. And so the State Fair of Texas has put a big sign on its entrance and on its event, and it is no firearms here. Firearms are not allowed. This is a gun-free zone. So terrorists, of whom Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have led in a 3,000% surge in terrorists coming through the San Diego sector alone, the recently retired San Diego sector border chief said, and he said that Biden and Harris would not let me share this. I played you the audio. I can play it again if you want. The point being is that many, many, many jihadis have come in. And according to my buddy Jason Jones, former head of border operations and counterintelligence and border operations for the state of Texas, DPS, he helped craft a new policy that just was put in by Governor Abbott on Tren de Aragua, the most deadliest terroristic gang on this side of the in the Western Hemisphere, from my knowledge. And he believes tens of thousands of Tren de Aragua members have come in. So here we are. And my questions for you are, does this make you feel safer now that the State Fair of Texas has banned us from carrying guns, legal concealed carry permit holders? Does this make you feel safer or less safe? Is this un-Texan? And have they California'd our state fair? And does this make you less likely to go to the State Fair of Texas or less likely to go? And do you think this is bad PR for the State Fair or good PR? I cannot believe they're overwhelmingly continuing to advertise and defend a policy that is absolutely the antithesis of what this state is. Shame on you. And do you know why they did this? Our number, by the way, is 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. That's 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Lines wide open, chiming right now. We got 4 minutes to pop you on at 800-288-9227. We'll pop you right on. Hey, maybe they don't want us to go, huh? What do you think? Do you think they just don't want lawful carrying gun owners to go? You know, this is a calculated decision, I suppose. Maybe it's written into the plan where they know they're going to lose us and they don't care about us. They don't want us. Like good Kamala Harris voters who hate the Second Amendment, hate our guns, fear law-abiding Texans who are 12 times less likely to commit a crime because we could see a carry. They're freaking banning us. And you know who's still going to get in? The thugs. You know who got in to cause this policy? You know why this policy was passed? Not because of lawful concealed carry owners, because of a thug who had no concealed carry permit. So they take a guy, a criminal, and they have a criminal decide the policy against us, you and me. Do you understand that? A criminal who is unlawfully carrying a firearm goes to the state fair last year and thugs in public. And because of that thugging in public, we lose our ability to carry our firearms, our lawfully acquired firearms, concealed carry firearms permit. So we have the threat. I want you to know that. If you own a firearm, you are the threat, according to the State Fair of Texas. The State Fair of Texas thinks that you are a threat to them and their patrons if you carry a firearm. Period. You are a threat to them. They do not trust you with your lawfully carried firearm. For example, I've had my concealed carry for probably 10 or 11 years now. I've had to renew it. I think it's a 5-year thing, and I've renewed it at least once, if not twice. So, I mean, this literally is Chris Crock. We don't trust you to carry a firearm at the State Fair of Texas, even though you've gone every year with a firearm on you for years. I did not go last year, I believe, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going. And you can decide on your own, but I'm not going. I don't feel safe. I feel less safe. So what do you think? You feel less safe or more safe with a concealed carry ban at the State Fair of Texas? And do you believe they've California'd our State Fair of Texas now? Do you believe it really is the State Fair of California? That's what this is. I don't call this the State Fair of Texas. I just call it that at the beginning because you need to know what I'm talking about. But it's the State Fair of California. That thing in Fair Park is the State Fair of California. And by the way, they're going to strip you of your firearm in one of the most dangerous areas in the entire Metroplex. Do you know that? No firearm for you. You will go naked out there in the parking lot, and they will say, no firearm for you, but the thugs will know that. Have at it. Come get these families. Rob them. We have time for Chuck, or should we hold till the next break? All right, Chuck and Rowlett, you're first out of the box. 4 lines open. 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. Hey, I'm going to tell you about the new rules. What happens if you accidentally are a concealed carry holder and you don't know about this California-style policy they just passed? What are they going to do? Are they going to cuff you and arrest you? I'll tell you. That's next on the Chris Crock Show at 16 minutes after the hour on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset, y'all. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. So the appeals court denied Attorney General Ken Paxton's appeal to stop the gun ban at the State Fair of Texas, which is now the State Fair of California. This is un-Texan and un-American. And the fact is, they do trust the thugs. How many thugs do you think they're going to let in at the State Fair of Texas this year? How many thugs? They let thugs in. They let a lot of thugs in. You know why? One of them brought a gun illegally. He snuck it in. And you know what he did? He shot up the food court last year. So what did they do? They didn't ban thugs or thugs from carrying firearms. They banned you and me, the lawful gun owners. Does this make you feel safer or less safe? Is this un-Texan? Have they California'd our state fair? And does this make you more likely to go or less likely to go? And do you think this is bad PR for the state fair? I sure do. I think it's bad PR. I don't want to go anymore. And I feel less safe going. I ain't going. And I think the longer this is in the news, the worse it is for them. And I look, you decide what you want to do, but I ain't going. Hey, maybe they don't want us to go. People like you and me that have concealed carry permits. They don't trust us. The evidence shows the state of Texas, 20 years after they passed the concealed carry law, that concealed carriers like you and me are 12 times less likely to commit a crime, 12 times less likely. So they're banning people that are 12 times less likely to commit a crime, and they're bringing in all these other people who may be, and most of them are, well, at least the thugs are, they're more than 12 times likely to commit a crime. So let in the thugs and keep out the Chris Crocs and Chris Crocs show listeners who have a license to carry. We got two lines open, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Trey in Duncanville, WBAP.
Yes, sir. I am no Democrat. I am a conservative. I am a loyal Trump supporter. You know that very well. I have guns myself. However, I do believe that the state fair made a very wise decision, as well as the judge did. I don't believe that guns should be permitted at any public entertainment venue. Guns are prohibited at AT&T Stadium, Globe Field, American Airlines Center, the Music Hall at Fair Park.
So, for example, you don't want me going to a movie theater with my concealed carry, because that's entertainment.
That is correct. I much prefer that you do not.
Okay, you know what? Do you remember that theater in Colorado where it would have been something like you're asking for? Do you remember how that went with that guy that thought he was the Joker and had his wild hair color? How he walked in there and shot up and killed a whole bunch of people?
Well,
so you didn't want your firearm at that point, did you? You just pray to God he doesn't kill you. Is that how you want to do it?
I would hope that we have more security and police at entertainment venues. I'm willing to
there was security and police everywhere in Las Vegas.
I'm willing to pay the extra amount to go to. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
To have the authorities present.
Good luck with that. Do you know how much security they had at the country concert in Las Vegas? How many people were killed at that? 30 some odd people.
Something like that.
There was a lot of security. Oh my gosh! You couldn't look anywhere without being cops being there.
Was that guy? He was at a high-rise building, correct?
Do you know? It doesn't matter. Do you know? How many cops were on the premises at the school shooting a week or two ago in Georgia that killed two teachers and two students? You know how many people? How many cops were on duty in that school at the time?
No, I do not.
2. How'd that work out for the 4 people and the others shot? How did it work out for them?
Didn't work out too well. I will grant you that, but maybe there should have been more police.
So that's your plan. I mean, it's not feasible to have a cop. What do you want to have a cop every single wing of the school? Like for every, you think a wing of a school could have like 20 classrooms on it or something. You want to have like 10 cops on duty in there?
If that's what it takes to save lives, yes.
Okay. Do you know that's not anywhere remotely feasible in any state's budget? Or any city's budget.
We always have money for what we prioritize in this life.
Yeah, well, then why hasn't it happened already? Your super plan, Trey, of having 50 million cops everywhere. Do you know we don't even have...
I didn't say 50 million.
Did you know that we don't even have... Did you know we don't even have enough cops to protect our civilians in our cities, and you're going to ask for all these cops?
Well, there are citizens that go to the state fair and other entertainment venues, yes. And I'm willing to pay the higher price to provide the security.
If it's $500 to go to pay for the security for that night, are you okay with that? Extra on your ticket, $500? There's no price?
If I had to budget that, yes, I would do it, yes.
All right, good. Well, then how about this? You go... We
just have an honest disagreement, and that's fine.
Yeah, well, we have an honest disagreement, my friend. And I hope you're not like Kamala, where you pretend to have a gun, and maybe you have like one gun in your house. It's like a shotgun or something.
I have several. I like to go skeet shoot. I have several.
That's fine. I'm just
skeet shooting.
I'm just picking on Kamala.
I do not.
I'm just picking on Kamala. So do you feel threatened by me? being around you?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No,
well, they do. Appreciate your call, my friend. And do you think that thug is not going to show up? That, a thug like that guy that shot it up, they're still going to show up. You think they're not going to get it through? They're going to get it through. But I appreciate your call. Let's go to Scott in Wichita. I don't know if that's Wichita Falls or Wichita, Kansas. WBAP. Hey, you're on.
Hey, Chris, nice to talk to you, buddy. Hey, I won't let my family go or myself. I'm a former Tier 1 special operator, and I think they announced open season on Texas, and I disagree with Dallas totally.
Wait a minute, you're a special operator, and
that's right. This is uncalled for. It should never happen in Texas. You disarm the citizens. We are the protection of our state and of our families. So they take our weapons away from us. It is open season, and they announced it on the airwaves. It's been all around the state of Texas.
Everywhere. So. Every thug knows it with the thug thizzle.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you think thugs have trouble getting guns through in schools that have metal detectors and clear plastic bags, which are useless, by the way? Do you think that schools have thugs still bringing guns into those schools?
Oh, they do. If they don't have hardened entrances, it just opens, they walk right in, even the parking lots. I mean, we spend all this money on bonds.
What's the circumference?
Why is that our first priority in our schools?
What's the circumference of the State Fair of Texas boundaries on the fencing? You could probably get 20 thugs to smuggle through a gun every hour.
Man, it's just like I say, it's open season on Texas, and I'm sorry to say that. I hope it really never happens, but they just introduced that, and everybody knows it out there. Every thug, every thief, every villain, they are going like, whoa.
Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that disgusting? They think you and I are the threat and not the thug?
It is. It totally is. If I go into Walmart or somewhere else, I'm always wearing my sidearm. I'm one of the ones that if something does go down in the store, I'll be the first one to respond.
How about a movie?
Hesitation.
Our last caller doesn't even want to have me carrying at a movie theater.
Well, that's his problem. I'm sorry. Maybe one day.
How about we just don't tell him? How about we just don't tell him so we don't get mad at us? He'll be scared of you and me, but he won't know it, and we'll be right next to him the whole time.
Isn't that crazy? Back in, like when I was 12 years old, we went to a hunting safety course in school, and every boy and girl had to take the course. We were 12 years old, learn how to use pistols, shotguns, and rifles. And that's at 12 years old back many, many years ago, and I was young. Why? I look at it nowadays. I bet you 91% of the children nowadays have even held a firearm, and almost all of them are dead scared of them.
Hey, I'll bet you if you and I sat around, I'm not trying to be rude to Trey, I'm just saying, if you and I sat around somebody like Trey who doesn't want firearms in the movie theaters, I bet you'd be like kryptonite. They'd start melting without us telling you we were carrying.
Yeah.
I'm melting! Appreciate your call.
All right, thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for your service. All right, we got two lines open, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. We have Kyle and Euless, Steve in Dallas, James in Fort Worth, plus two lines open, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. I'm going to tell you under the new rules what happens if you violate the gun policy. Bad. You bad. What's the State Fair of Texas? They're going to frog march you out, prosecute you, throw you in jail. Will they have a brig there on the premises? News Talk 820 WBAP now on FM at 93.3. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. That's 800-288-9227. The State Fair of Texas gun ban is still in effect for lawful gun owners because people like you and me are the threat. Thugs are welcome. They're not banning thugs, just so you know. No thugs are banned. All thugs are welcome. Free hugs for thugs! Free hugs for thugs! We will take away all your guns. I hope Nurse Jill will come before she ends being the First Lady. We could use not a Dr. Jill. She keeps me safe. She gives me COVID shots. She's taking away all the guns. She's going to hug a thug and bring him in. Did you know that the State Fair of Texas sits in Fair Park? Did you know that Fair Park is the area represented by the city council member who loves BLM? He worships them, and he hates our guns. He hates our cops. He seeks to ban them. When they were sent in for when Sparkles, our former disgraced police chief, who still, as far as I know, still doesn't have a job, the dictator-esque former disgraced police chief, U-Haul, Adam Bazaldua, had, the last time I checked, he had the highest homicide rate of any district in all of Dallas City Council. And you're going to go there. Ooh, you're going to be dodging bullets in Fair Park with no gun. Ooh, where can I sign up for this? Do I get a shield? Will they give me a little shield with the State Fair emblem on it? Do I leave a deposit and go in my bulletproof shield? You get a free drink cup, which is bulletproof. You can hold it around and shoot at you. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I feel so safe. Chris Crockett's a threat. He's killing people with his firearm. He's going around waving his gun everywhere. He's a threat to democracy. And you are too if you listen to WBAP. You're the thugs, you Trump supporters. All of you should be put in jail with the J6ers. You're deplorables. Hillary was right. I love Hillary. Yas Queen. Isn't that great? You're going to be in the highest area of homicides in, I believe, not only Dallas, but possibly DFW, and with no gun. It is not the State Fair of Texas. It's the State Fair of California. They have California at our State Fair. It is the most un-Texan, un-American thing I could ever think of. You take the people who are 12 times less likely to commit a crime and ban them. And hug a thug and let them come in. Invite the thugs. Hey, why should the thugs have to take the mugger mover, the jail rail, to show up at the State Fair? Hey, bust them in like Kamala does. Bust the people and get those free thugs some tickets. Give those thugs, they're Texans too. They're Texans. We love our thugs. They're shooting people everywhere in Fair Park. Come with us, enjoy it. It's diversity. Yes. Does this gun ban at the State Fair of Texas make you feel safer or less safe? Is this un-Texan? Have they California'd our State Fair? Does this make you more likely to go to the State Fair of Texas or less likely? Hey, do you think this is bad PR for the State Fair or good PR? Oh, maybe they can paint a Black Lives Matter crosswalk as you enter in. Maybe they can have a statue, or as Dwayne calls it, a statue of St. George Floyd. Blessed be his name. We can worship him as we go in and surrender our guns. It's a socialist Marxist utopia. Will they give me a free admission if I show up with a California flag? That bear is LGBTQIA, you know that LGBTQ bear on the flag. Yeah, he made his preference known, by the way. I'm proud of him. He wears a rainbow collar now. Okay, one line is open, 800-288-9227, 800-288-WBAP. I don't know, maybe they don't want us to go. 800-288-9227, one line open. What's the order here? Okay, we go first to James in Fort Worth. You are on WBAP. What do you got? James, you're so quiet. I like it when you're quiet. That way I can keep talking more and say whatever I want to. James, are you there? Have you gone? I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'll put you on hold. You guys can find James. He's hidden. He's hidden like our guns at State Fair, Texas. We're not allowed to have them anymore. I'm a criminal. We're criminals. Kyle and useless. I would never call Euless useless.
Howdy, Chris.
Howdy, wokesters. Come worship St. George Floyd. Take a knee. Welcome to the State Fair of California, where John Wayne would be turning over in his grave. Is that guy with emphysema still doing the howdy folks thing?
I guess so. I don't know.
Howdy, folks. Go ahead.
Now there is a pistol launcher It's a non-lethal form. It looks like a big 45, a big plastic 45, but it's a launcher, and it's kind of like a paintball gun. It's made by a company called Byrna, Byrna, and it launches either pepper spray or tear gas balls, and it's meant to be a non-lethal alternative.
Are you telling me to bring this to the State Fair of Texas?
I'm wondering if it would be allowed because it's non-lethal and it's not.
I'd rather just bring a bat with me, a bat and my Kevlar vest with ceramic plates, huh?
Yeah, I don't think they'd let you bring it.
How about a full Kevlar outfit, a full Kevlar body outfit? They got to have those. I'm going with that. Yeah. Then I'll feel safe. I'll be like walking around. Come shoot me, you son of a bee! I'm here. I want to like walk around and be that kick me guy. Except it's shoot me guy. I'm shoot me guy.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't going there with a potato launcher. I'm gonna go there with my gat, or I'm not going.
Gotcha. I'm on board with it.
I thought when you were saying a gun launcher, you mean like you can put a gun in this thing and it shoots the gun out over the fence. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh crap! I missed it. Doink! It hits you in the head and knocks you out.
Okay. Right. Now it's a legitimate.
I know. Do you feel less safe going to this thing when you're in Thugland already with Fair Park?
I probably do, knowing that there was a shooting just last year with a bunch of no goods that were there.
Our last caller said that we shouldn't carry anywhere, or not our last one, but in the previous segment, he said he's a gun owner and supports me most of the time, but he's like, listen, I feel more safe without Chris Crock carrying and with people like him, people that are concealed carry holders. And he said every entertainment venue should ban them, like movies. And I thought about that. Well, geez, Deep Ellum is Super Thugland at night. And we should ban. That's an entertainment area. No more concealed carry there. The thugs got a rule. Pimping ain't easy.
No, I just don't. I don't see that logic. I don't agree with that at all. There are going to be places, of course, where you don't carry. You don't carry in hospitals. You don't carry in schools. That kind of thing. But when you're going to be in areas, Deep Ellum, you're going to be in Fair Park. You're going to be over in areas where there's just a higher crime rate and a higher risk of crime going to happen. It only makes sense to have something to be able to protect yourself.
So they have California at our Texas State Fair Texas. Then you agree?
I agree up until now. Unless we can get something in front of the Supreme Court or we can get this thing reversed, this may be the only season that we go West Coast. But maybe by next year they'll have this thing fixed up and we can get back to normal. This
is a stain on the State Fair of Texas. This is a soil. They have soiled and sullied the State Fair of Texas.
I agree.
This is an embarrassment to the world as Texans. This is an embarrassment to the country as Texans. And Gavin Newsom, that communist, Kamala, the Marxist, they love this crap. They're gonna quote this. They're gonna use this. You watch. They're gonna use this to show how gun owners are bad. And they're going to say, well, I'm a gun owner, but I agree with their policy. It's sensible. Yes. These people running the State Fair of Texas should go to the states to run the State Fair of Minnesota, where they have a leftist tampon Tim running that state, and Governor or to California, Governor Gavin Newsom. That's what they've done to our State Fair. Thank you for your call. One line open, 800-288-WBAP. 800-288-9227. State Fair of Texas wins their appeal. They should have given up on the appeal. So, you know what? We don't want to go to court. We're going to let this go since we have the State Fair of Texas. But they freaking hate people like you and me. They don't want us there. They don't want the people that carry firearms there. Total disinvite. Now, maybe they don't hate us, but it sure seems like it. I'll tell you that. They don't trust us. All right. Does this make you feel safer or less safe? Have they California'd our State Fair, Texas? Is it now the State Fair of California? I sure think so. 800-288-WBAP. Hey, I still haven't told you what they'll do if you violate the gun policy. Forgive me, I'll do that right out of the box next. I'm going to tell you right now. Here, I'm going to answer you this question. Do they actually have a jail for people like you and me right there on the premises? And if they do, they're going to have to make it really big. They're going to catch a lot of people if they're arresting you. Oh, wouldn't it be great? A little 2-year-old enjoying their first State Fair with daddy, or a 5-year-old. this you're the center of the universe, and you get cuffed and taken away with cops because you're evil, because you carry a gun. Yeah. Howdy, folks. Get ready to go to jail. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3 State Fair, Texas, banning lawful carrying concealed carry holders, and one of the most thuggish parts of all of Dallas and all of DFW in Fair Park. No worries, dodge bullets. Maybe they'll get a prize if you dodge enough bullets. Maybe you'll get a free teddy bear. By the way, one of my colleagues was telling me like the fair, whatever we call it, the Midway, where all the games are. He says it gets really, really thuggish in the evening. So don't worry. Now they'll have the guns and you won't have any. You're a lot safer when thugs have guns, but you don't. Trust them. They know what they're doing. Does this make you feel safer or less safe? Is this un-Texan? Have they California'd our state fair? Under the new rules, anyone in violation of the gun policy will be tased, arrested, and thrown in a temporary jail facility. I'm just kidding. They claim that they won't arrest you for carrying a concealed carry on the fairgrounds, that you'd be asked to leave back to your vehicle. If you refuse, then law enforcement can jail you because you're the threat if you're a gun owner in Texas. Did you ever think you'd see this day? Ever? What a disgrace. What a disgrace. What an embarrassment for our state. 800-288-WBAP is our number. Let's go to James in Fort Worth. Last chance to see if he's there this time. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hello. What do you got, WBAP?
I think y'all are being way too dramatic and hard on these people that are making these ignorant decisions. But here's the deal. When you leave that state fair, just like you said, you get to the dadgum, it's going to be a foot race to get from the gate to your vehicle now, because they have made it public that there ain't nobody going to have any weapons in that state fair. And so now, just like you said, they're going to have the weapons, and it's going to be a foot race for me to get the family to the truck where the weapon's at so that I can defend them if anything happens. And here's the other thing.
How many? Yeah, go ahead.
What about the statistics that come out every year on people that are mugged and beaten at the state fair in the parking lots and all those places that you park around there that want $2 and you come back and your stereo's missing out of your dadgum vehicle? What about that kind of ignorance? How are you going to defend against that?
You have no defense. You just beg the felon, beg the thug who the Democrat judges let out and let him continue to thug on us. Let them thug. Let them thug. That's what the State Fair of Texas says. You are dang right. A target has been painted on anybody's back who is leaving the State Fair to go to their parking. And as you and I know, it could be a long walk. And there's a lot of thugging in Fair Park, especially at night. And they're coming to get us at night. You know it, and I know it.
They have just made this public announcement. You know what? I think that what we ought to do, and I know that boycotting is sometimes work, sometimes doesn't, but if people said, you know what, I'm not going to the state fair this year, I wonder how many millions of dollars Dallas would lose. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I'm not going. I know that. I don't feel safe going to this thing. I ain't going to this thing. It's open season.
It's Chris, I've snuck, and this is, nobody knows who I am really, but I have snuck weapons in there before. It's not that difficult, brother.
As a concealed carry holder, I've got
1911 in.
But if you're a Desert Eagle 1911?
Yeah, just a 19. You're not, as long as you're not bringing something that big in. Oh, I have brought stuff in there before.
Well, but are you a concealed carry holder?
Roger.
Oh, that's legal then for you until this year. Right. This year, you're going to jail. You got to let the thug you. Got it?
Yeah. But
bend over.
I have snuck stuff in there just to sneak stuff in there.
Right.
And I ain't going to tell you, but you can sneak stuff in there.
Of course you can. Hey, around that whole perimeter, how many areas do you think a thug can smuggle a gun in? How many areas around that massive perimeter of the State Fair of Texas can thugs do it?
Oh, dude, you can smuggle stuff in over there where the ponies are brought. There's stuff all over there where you.
If you have to, there's horrible things you can do. You can strap something to a pony and get it in there. I'm just kidding.
You can throw stuff over.
Yeah, or put it in between the ammo. You could take the ammo and between the fence and then throw the gun over, unload it so it doesn't go off. Although thugs don't practice safe gun handling. This is totally saying kill them all, rob them all, do whatever you want to them in the parking lot or inside. Appreciate your call, my friend. Great call. One line is open at 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Does this make you feel safer or less safe? Does it make you more likely to go or less likely for the State Fair of Texas? Is it no longer the State Fair of Texas instead of the State Fair of California? I think it is. And I'm not, I don't feel safe going. I ain't going to go over there. So your thoughts on that? We got one line open at 800-288-WBAP. And I will tell you, to that thug who shot up the food court last year, did he have a license to carry? Was he lawfully carrying? I'll tell you, if you didn't catch that, coming up next at 3 minutes after the hour on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.